Welcome. Welcome to the first live in a long time. I'm David Saville, and that is my nephew, Ben Saville. I have been a coach, life coach, for about 8 years. The first year I had a job, or at least the first 10 months of it. And I've been doing this full time for 7 years. Over the years, I've had coaches come to me to be coached as well as other people. And through the process of coaching them, I realized they needed to actually get better at coaching, which is why things weren't working. And so over the years, I've developed my own way of working with coaches, my own way of our understanding and methodology around coaching that I call pure coaching. And Ben was a bartender for 5 years in Nottingham. Lockdown happened and he came back home to be near me, and he was without a job, a bartender without a bar. And we began by me supporting him and in his entrepreneurial journey, or starting to do that. And it evolved into him wanting to be a coach, and began helping people with their businesses because he had some experience, obviously working in the customer service industry, and has been evolving and moving into the life coaching field, which is where he is now. And over this year particularly, he has stepped things up personally within himself and in the work he's doing as well. And so this is going to be an exploration of a message that has formed the foundation really of his way of living and the way he's working with people. A very simple and beautiful message. Now, there's a street artist who keeps putting these signs up around, which is, I hope you never fit in, or I hope you never fit in, with hearts on either side. And it's a really beautiful message. And I know it's a message that you've taken to heart, and that is making such an impact for you, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a message I wanted to run with, spread the joys of that message with other people, and let it really ingrain in me. Once I felt it ingrain in me and like take hold of me, man, it really is empowering. Like, I feel good about that message. I hope you never fit in, the love of it. It's nice.
So what is it then? So what does the message, I hope you never fit in, mean to you?
It means like, I hope you never give in to those discomforts of being someone else, or trying to be someone else, or like finding it easy, finding the safety in just blending into the background, like playing it safe. And I think there's a lot of unique potentials, and like a lot of unique perspectives and ideas and ways of approaching life that get missed because of that safety of fitting in, doing what everyone else is expecting us to do. And it is wearing away at people. I really think that wears away at people. And
so Ben, like you personally, how has it worn away at you?
well, man, it wore away at me because one thing particularly that I've realized recently is a fear to stand out, like a fear to be here, to be on things like lives, on videos, actually pushing for something I care about, like really being seen, to stand out from the crowd because I want to convey a message, and I'm willing to keep expressing that, to keep showing up, to keep fucking up at times in expressing that message. It wore away at me because, like, when you're at school, there's moments where it's just like, just fit in, just don't stand out, just wear these clothes and be part of this group. And
So Ben, let's not go into theory or general, right? Like, make it real, make it personal, man. Like, how did it affect you?
well, the need to fit in affected me for all of, like, for so much of my time at school, because I because I wanted to be part of a group. I wanted to be popular, you know. I wanted people to, for me to have that comfort of being around other people. I remember where the seed was planted in that. Like, it's so much better to just do what other people say and um, to act like other people, because there's comfort in that. I'm not embarrassing myself. I remember the seed was planted for me in a day that I wanted to go out with my friends, and everyone asked, like, "Hey, like, what are you going to wear?" And I said, "Oh, I'm going to wear a Batman top." And I really wanted to wear this Batman top, and it's the best Batman top I've ever owned in my life. And people were like, "You can't wear that. You have to wear something designer. You have to wear something that looks flashy. You have to dress up like how I want you to dress up." And the shock of that, and the shock of like, "Oh, you guys are really embarrassed if I wear a Batman top. I probably shouldn't do that." That's really where the seed was planted. Like, okay, I start dressing like how you want me to dress. I keep spending money on clothes that really I have no need. I don't really want to spend my money on this. It's all of my money spent on clothes that I don't like, to fit into groups that, again, I don't feel like are massively exciting to me. They don't draw out any part of me that's like, I really want to be that. And then that's a small little iceberg, you know, and it just plants the roots where, like I said, being uh, showing off on social media, like messages that I care about, or hey, I'm here, I'm a life coach, this is what I want to do with my life, all these things that make me feel different and like I'm standing out. It gives me so much hesitate. Like, I've been so hesitant to share messages because of that. What will these people think of me? Oh, I'm going to stand out again. I'm going to embarrass myself. People are going to want to disassociate themselves from me. It's like, fucking hell, man. I could have been standing out a long time ago and wearing a Batman top that I really like, you know. I know it sounds so small, but like, I like that stuff. It's important to me to wear it. I want to have conversations about Batman movies, or be on the road to Batman earlier, you know. What can make me more like Batman? I want to have those conversations, not like, oh wow, nice designer top that you know nothing about or have no care about. Like, man, it's just a waste of time, and like a waste of all my unique ideas and perspectives and interests just got squashed because I was told to like wear a uniform, essentially. And that kind of sucks.
Hmm. So, what has it cost you over the years?
My freedom. It's cost me my freedom because I can't be free like that. You know, I can't just say what I want to say and talk about things that I want to talk about without having this massive buffer and all of this discomfort between it. It's made me miss out on real connections with people, like having real friends, because that's been far and few between. In those moments, especially, that was non-existent.
So
Because,
that's important right there, man. You've missed out on having real friends. Like,
yeah,
how do those two link together?
well, because I didn't have real friends because I was just creating images that I thought people would like, and I'd fade into a background and just play it safe. I don't want to be seen, really. I don't want to be seen. So it's kind of hard to have friends when you just want to be an invisible person. That's quite true. And then, yeah, you make friends with people, but it's all friends around safety. Like, let's be stoned all the time and feel safe here. And it's like, no, man, I don't want to do that. I want to do stuff that's more exciting, more compelling, have conversations that are maybe risky, that have me connect to anything of meaning, something I actually want to talk about. Like, going through life just not wanting to share things, not wanting to risk anything, wanting to be in the background.
Hmm.
It's like living like a dead person. You don't really make friends when you're in that place, you know?
Hmm.
That's how the two connect.
And now, you've been doing loads of posting recently. Some weird shit, man. You're posting some weird stuff. You in
Oh my God.
pants,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
upside down, swinging around. What's that all about, man?
What's it all about is like, I just want to express freedom, and I want to really bring people into that freedom. Like, it's just, I just want to invite people into the actual world that I'm living in, like that video that I posted of being upside down. Just minutes before it, I was upside down swinging. So like, well, this is what I'm doing. Why am I going to then suit up and look all fancy and like present something in this
I've never
straightforward way?
seen you suit up and look fancy on the video.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I don't do that. I haven't quite done that.
I know what you mean, though, man.
Yeah, like, I mean, why am I going to put on a uniform or things like this? I was upside down, man. I just wanted to bring people into this upside down. It's just, I just think that's way better. Like, I want to show who I am. I want to risk something. I want people to connect to me from that place, from who I actually am, rather than like, I don't know, just not, just people connecting with me for the comfort of it, the safety of it.
So what do you say then? So people are going to see you swing upside down, saying, "Join my come message me. I'm going to coach you," and they're going to go, "No way, you're fucking weird." What do you say to someone like that?
That's okay, man. You called me weird.
Many times.
It's like, well, that's true. I mean, it's people are going to think that. People are definitely going to think I'm weird. People are definitely going to disagree with my ideas, because I'm not just sharing from this place of safety. I'm trying to share from a place of vulnerability, and I will have to pay the price of that. People are allowed to think I'm weird and not like that. That's the whole point of not fitting in, really. Is like, this is like me testing, do we connect with each other? Like, can we be friends? Can I support you? Because I am going to take you into my adventure, and like, it's going to be an adventure that we co-create. We need to be on the same page about some stuff. And I think also there's room for people to let it grow on them too. Like, yeah, people are going to think I'm weird, and they might start seeing it in themselves where they're restricted, because that's part of it, like helping people to see where they're restricted in sharing freely and being free in testing where they feel uncomfortable, like I did there. I still felt uncomfortable sharing it. So it's like, yeah, people are going to disagree with me a lot, and then maybe it might be something that inspires them to have a slight change of opinion. um, yeah, I think that's it. They're allowed to disagree with me now, and disagree with me later. They can agree with me now. I just need to put something on the line for people to connect with. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. Why am I shooting a video that I don't even like? What's the point of that?
Yeah, for me, man, seeing you do this, obviously, as your coach and as your uncle, I'm incredibly proud, of your willingness to risk, your willingness to be silly, your willingness to be laughed at, ridiculed, mocked, for yourself, just to play and experiment, to say things that people are going to reject. But you're willing, because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing you get to meet yourself where you actually are, and to grow beyond the person you've been all your life, into who you get to become. That's what I'm seeing, man. Because it's not, each one is like a brushstroke on the canvas of your life, right? Every video, every written post, it's just a brushstroke. That's all it is. And so, yes, people might react to it, but you're reacting to yourself, aren't you? Because it's like, we should be able to say and do anything, really, as long as it's not hurting anybody else, right? As long as it comes from a good place, do whatever the hell we like without any consideration, not even a drop of attention on how someone might take that badly. Because if we think it's the right thing to do, it's something that we're enjoying doing, there should be no waste of energy, right, in that. And so that's what I'm seeing in you, is the rapid evolution of your self-expression, which is you meeting you and becoming someone more than you've ever been. It's incredible to see. And of course, puts you in a strong position to lead others, doesn't it? When you are there, not fitting in an extreme way compared to most individuals, that puts you in an extremely strong position to be their coach, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. I think so. Feels good.
And so the message itself, right? I hope you never fit in. It's actually been, it's fairly controversial. It's getting a lot of attention, right? You've got people sharing the message, people you don't even know, finding the message and sharing it and then tagging you in it, right? That's been happening, which is wonderful. So that's on one side of things. But there's also, other reactions you've had. Like, you said to me that you were out. I think you were out somewhere, and someone, actually, no, let's focus on this one, actually, because this is more recent. This happened yesterday. You actually had a phone call with someone, didn't you, who totally disagrees with your message and actually said it was dangerous. Am I right?
Yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah, they said it's dangerous. You need to be really careful about who you're sharing this with, and yeah, essentially, there's danger in that idea.
So what was the danger this person was scared of?
This person was scared of being beat up for not fitting in, for who they are, like for the ways that they express themselves, and that they've been out and about in public, and they said they got taken to A&E for not fitting in. They lost their two front teeth for not fitting in. That's what they said to me, and that's tragic, man. That's like, it's horrible.
Yeah. So just because this person looked different to others, and it was obvious in that environment, and those people decided to punish them for his difference, is what happened. And so because of that, him seeing your message of hope you never fit in, is like, I'd love to fit in so I don't get beaten and lose my teeth. That's what he was saying, right?
Yeah. How, yeah, it's a luxury for a lot of people to be able to fit in, and that's all he wants in his life, is to fit in.
And so I know from conversation with you that you didn't actually handle that as well as you'd like to have, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel
Like,
bad about how that conversation played out, really. I don't feel good about it. I feel like there was a massive opportunity there to support this person, to help them in some way, to overcome this discomfort, and to feel supported at least. At least I could have helped them feel more supported in the ways that they don't fit in. And I feel like I really missed the ball on that. Yeah, and I feel bad about it.
good, because the truth is this is something you're continuing to evolve your relationship to, right? The meaning of the message is continuing to deepen. The more you interact with it, right? The more you share it, the more people share with you what it means to them. Your understanding of it, like how it interacts with people's lives, it's all changing. And so because of that, when people are challenging you about it, you're not necessarily going to have access to yourself, right, to your deeper self, because it's triggering to be attacked for this thing and within an area that you haven't thought about, right?
Yeah.
And so of course the first time it's brought to you with someone who's been through so much, the fact that you reacted badly is not unexpected, and the fact that you feel bad about it is wonderful. And so with that in mind, what, now knowing what you know now, like, what would you say?
What would I say to this person if
This
we were
person who stood out and been like abused and beaten and ended up in hospital because he stood out and says, look, it's a dangerous message. You shouldn't be sharing this. It's been so dangerous for me. It's the wrong message to send. What could you say to him now?
I would want to have a conversation with him where where I'm expressing that I think that that's extremely unacceptable, that people would beat you up or attack you for standing out in the ways that come naturally to you, and ask him whether he thinks that that's acceptable, that people treat him this way and like are being violent towards him because he's different in their eyes. I would just want to explore that more deeply with him. Like, does he think that it's acceptable that people would do that?
And so his answer could be, no, it's not acceptable, but it's the way the world is. You're naive to think the world's different. Your message is going to get a lot more people beaten up.
Yeah, man, well, I really hope it doesn't. But I think the aim of my message here is to help people do things for good and to create communities of people where they're willing to accept people that don't fit in. That's what I want, like communities of people that this is an acceptance thing. This is why I love the message of never fit in, with love hearts around it, because it's clearly from a place of love, that I hope you want to give people hope of never fitting in, and for them to feel supported about that. I think in this situation where someone gets beat up for not fitting in, it's like I really want to speak to the people that think it's unacceptable to not fit in that situation, right? The people that beat him up. It's like I want to get this message across to them. Like if they grew up, if those people that had beat him up had grown up with a fearlessness of not fitting into this gang mentality, this uniform, and making each other the same. Like if they were willing to not fit in, like they would probably do it for a good reason. And that's what I want to support people to do, like to not fit in for good reasons, to stand up, to be the person in that group of bullies that stands up and like doesn't fit in there, that actually questions what's going on. Why are we doing this to someone? And I think it's very, very important, because there's only a small amount of encouragement you need to give someone for them to like step out of fitting in, and then to encourage others to do it. Like the message should spread, and more people won't fit in and be willing to support people that don't. I think the people that fit in that situation are cowards, like a gang fighting an individual for not fitting in.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess that they're in immense pain themselves. Immense. It doesn't excuse it, of course. It's unacceptable, and consequences should happen. But of course, they're living the consequences most likely in their everyday experience of life, which is probably a living hell. They could do that to someone else. And so I see a lot of importance in this message, because, as you said, even in that group, there may have been someone there who didn't want to do that, but felt they had to, because they were too scared to speak up, too scared to not fit in that group. Whereas actually, maybe if they'd have had a message from childhood that not fitting in is the right thing to do, maybe they wouldn't be a coward in that moment. Maybe they would take a heroic step and support the person in need.
Yeah, I really hope so now.
So what do you see? Like, if this message, because you've only been like sharing it for weeks, right? So it's very new in it, and yet it's really taking hold for people. And so I know you've had a lot of interaction over it already. So what do you see over the next, what would you hope for? What's your hope for never fitting in the next few years?
I want this message to like genuinely change the world to some degree, where it's like like communities of millions of people, like spreading this message, people connected to this message deeply, sharing it, being a part of it, like there being stories and experiences where people are seeing the beauty and the freedom of not fitting in. Like I want to have a serious community of people, because that's, you know, there is a power in that. Yeah, I just want to bring people together massively over that point. And not just bring people together where they're having conversations about it, but where people are like sharing like crazy stuff that they're doing, and their connection to this message, like, hey, I pushed past my boundaries of not fitting in and this happened. I want people to be like excited about this amongst each other, like in groups, small little communities where they notice, oh, you know this message, you know this message, and maybe like little WhatsApp groups that they've created here, big Facebook groups, big talks, tours about this, stuff that's online. Like I want this to be a serious movement that people are spreading this message however they can, and I don't want it to be just a conversation. I want it to be people genuinely being willing to overcome the discomfort of needing to fit in. Just like literally people just celebrating each other. Oh, you don't fit in, I don't fit in either. This is good. What did you do this week? Like this thing as well, where you can ask someone, hey, what was the highlight of your week? Oh, I don't know. I was really tired and just nothing. So like, how did you not fit in this week? This is just a normal thing that people talk to each other about. I don't know. I just jumped in a canal. I just went for a swim. I just posted a video I was really scared of. I created this piece of art that is so unlike all the art I've been creating, and everyone loves it, or I love it. I want to share it with the world. I want people to want to share something, like not just like have to kind of like at times. I want people to just going for it, sharing things, expressing themselves, not fitting in, and connected. I want people to connect deeply on that message, like ensuring that the message grows, it evolves, and it lives on. You know, like imagine that, like two people that meet each other over the idea of never fitting in, and they have children. It's like never fit in children. Wow, man, that would be the coolest kid ever. Stuff like that, man. That's what I want. I want that so desperately.
Okay, man. So what's emerging here is like, why don't you create a group, Facebook group? Begin nice and easy. Start your movement there, right? Because at the moment it's in different places, right? Like create a group and build it. What do you reckon?
Fuck yeah, man. Let's do it. I mean, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, no problem. That's good. Like, let's get people together, never fitting in, sharing this message. Yeah, it's important. It needs to happen.
Yeah, see, I see this, like these like hats, like t-shirts, like that kind of stuff. So people are walking around the streets and they see each other and immediately they like celebrate each other for not fitting in, right? Wearing their hair however they want, dressing however they want, saying whatever they want, doing whatever they want, obviously doing it with consideration for others, but not because they're scared of how others may respond. Like you get that, and you get people all around the world actually like celebrating and uniting around that simple, deep message. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that can change the world. That's the kind of thing that's necessary actually to change the world. Because there's so many things obviously that are wrapped up in that. The ability to disagree with each other and still remain friends, right? Have completely opposing opinions and not need to attack each other for them. Have debates rather than attacks, and obviously taking it up to the political level, down to the everyday level. It's okay that we disagree about this stuff. No one's dead over this. What we can do is evolve maybe and learn from each other. Because that's also what this breeds, right? The ability to learn and grow from someone else who is so vastly different that we have no experience of their life. So man, yeah, I'm seeing this like growing massively, and obviously being part of the sharing of it, because I think it's so important. When I think back all of my life that I can remember, I felt so different to everyone, so different always. Like I was in groups at school, I had friends, but there was always a weirdness there. There was always something that wasn't quite right. So I played football. I was very good at football. I loved it, actually. So I was good. I think it's probably one of the reasons why I was obsessive about it when I was a kid, because it was a way that I could be in a group. We didn't have to talk to each other, though. So we could, I really loved the game, but I think a part of it was being in the group, which felt great, but without all the bullshit that came with being with people who didn't like me to say and do certain things, right? Just always feeling alone, always feeling different, always being scared to share my opinion first because it might be attacked, and then spending the last sort of 10 years, 12 years of my life trying and to evolve beyond that, and getting closer and closer to stripping away all that stuff. But it's still work to be done, man. I'm 43 years old and still on the path of expressing myself freely without even like a glimmer of consideration for how I might be attacked for what I actually want to say that I think is true, or what I'm actually doing that is real. So man, yeah, this is so important. And I loved what your enthusiasm there of like the never fit in children, because you have two parents who are committed to never fitting in the most beautiful of ways, and they raise their child to be that strong, and they don't get the problems that we've had conditioned into us, right? It doesn't happen. And then you have, what does that do, for future generations of kids, man?
Man, it's limitless, because like kids, they're just potential. You're just born, this is just loads of potential. None of this fucking with them because you want like the fitting in, the idea of fitting in and punishing them for being different or expressing an idea that's slightly weird or is weird, and like not letting them learn that themselves. It's just like, just give them all the potential. No blocking because you're scared to be with them whilst they're standing out and they're different, Strong parents.
It just reminds me of something. I had a girlfriend I was with years ago. We were out on a train station. I was just stretching, against the wall, and she hated it. She just really hated me stretching in public. Like if for some reason it triggered her massively, and she made me stop stretching, even though I really needed to stretch. And I did it for her, right? Because she was, obviously very upset about it. But that's just one small thing that's connected to many, many things. Being in the wrong kinds of relationships with people who would never accept me for actually what I think and feel and believe, and even what I don't yet know that I think and feel and believe, right? Because I haven't had a chance to explore all of that stuff. So the amount of, when I think about those relationships, friendships over the years, that how different they would have been if at the first sign of judgment over something that I consider to be normal and or I consider to be good, we have a conversation about it, and either the person is willing to grow and accept that that's just something that I think is good and will do, or we don't continue in that relationship together because we don't have to. How much simpler life would have been and is as a result of truly being willing to not fit in and only be with people who are willing to grow through that too. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, man. It is a good place to be. All of the times where you've just allowed me to not fit in, or not allowed me, but supported me, encouraged me, helped me to do that. Right? Good place to be. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And obviously we've got the path is ongoing, right? There's a lot more to go yet. And so as we bring this to a close, like what message do you have? Like, to sum it up, obviously it's, I hope you never fit in, but like if you're going to speak to someone who's watching this, who needs to hear it, what do you have to say?
I want to just address, first of all, that I know it's hard. You know, it's not easy. Like, there's always going to be that pull to fit in with people, and to, in like really tiny places and in really big ones. I just want to encourage you to notice them at this point. Just notice those moments where you feel that pull, where you're not connected to what you're doing. I want you to notice that and act upon it, because that is where your potential is being squandered. It's being squandered in those places. That's where you are losing connection to yourself, the things that you really want to do in your life. You're losing connection to all the freedoms. It's in those places. And like, I want to address it like now, because it's not easy to overcome that. But I just want to encourage you to try. You know, I just want to encourage you to find that moment, to connect to what you really, really want in those spaces. And be willing to step a bit further. You know, it's an ongoing thing. And I just really think it's so important that you do that, because there's a unique life in you, you know, something that no one else gets to experience. There's ideas and thoughts that are so valuable because of that. And I don't want them to be wasted, you know, even if they're against things that I believe. It's so important that you can share something like from your heart and something that you care about. And like, I really encourage you to take those steps past the discomfort of fitting in. You know, it's going to be a beautiful life that you step into if you're willing to do that. So yeah, I want to leave you with that message.
Yeah, and what you said there, actually, your potential is being squandered. Yeah, I think that's very important. Every time you make a decision based upon fitting in, you know, not being criticized or judged for something, you are squandering your potential, and you're squandering the potential that exists within that moment. Because by never fitting in, maybe you create something new. Maybe even by having a bad reaction, you know, it actually helps that person and helps you to grow within that. So yeah, I like that. You know, that if you are fitting in, your potential is being squandered. Yeah, that's a strong message, man. So don't fit in.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so then I think that's a good place to leave it. You know, for anyone who has been watching this, man, and they want to follow you and your message, you know, how can they find you on social media or anywhere?
So my name's Ben Saville. On LinkedIn, my name is Ben Saville. On Facebook, my name is Ben Saville. On Instagram, my name is Ben.Saville. So you can follow me there. And like, let's not just follow each other, you know, connect with me. Like, send me a message. Send me a message of, I hope you never fit in. Something that's like, yeah, you're part of this community. I'm part of this community too. And I will do anything to encourage you here. So send me that message, and we can explore, we can connect, we can enjoy each other's company, we can enjoy each other's unique potential. So as I said, my name's Ben Saville. Connect with me, and actually connect with me. Send me a message saying, I hope you never fit in. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it well. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Beautiful, man. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's the perfect place to end. So I've been David Saville, the guy over there, as you may have heard just now, Ben Saville.
On this platform too.
And thank you for being here with us. And if you have if you have a comment or something you'd like to say about the message of I hope you never fit in, comment below. And even better, message Ben directly. You know, he'd definitely love to hear from you. And I think this is a message that can deepen actually the more attention you give it. So keep, like, for the rest of the day, actually meditate on it, allow it to percolate. Like, I hope you never fit in, and explore all the places that you have, be it that you do, and all the places that you want to not, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
thank you, Ben. Thanks,
You're
man.
welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.